Before we get into the video, I just want to quickly plug my Buy Me a Coffee. I just started one, so if you're feeling generous, want to support the channel and support me, help me make videos like this, I'd really appreciate it. Link in the description. Thank you. When Payday 3 dropped in September 2023, it was a horrible disaster, right? Servers were down for days, players were desperately and tired and just trying to get into the game. This was the first new Payday game in about a decade, right? And people finally got in. The disappointment hit harder than the hype that I think most people had built up. To this day, the game has had one of the wildest roller coasters I think I've ever seen for a game, right? Since launch. It's had developer drama, staff leaving, server disasters, some great updates, and some massive disappointments. But at its core, I think Payday 3 really did improve a lot over Payday 2. In terms of gameplay, stealth is fun, movement is a lot better and less diesel engine like. I guess loud gameplay is a lot more fun. You can vault, you can slide, you can take hostages, and the whole gameplay foundation is just really solid. It's just that everything surrounding that was just a major disappointment. The heists were boring to play. Like once you played through them once and allowed it once in stealth, you kind of seen all the iterations you can. There was barely any replay value to be found in these heists. The skill system with Edge, Grit, and Rush was fun at first, but quickly wore off and became pretty boring, and even the enemies and the game itself was very easy, even on overkill difficulty. The game needed the medic, it needs a whole bunch of stuff to make the game more challenging, and in summary, the game was just boring to play. And just everything else, the menus, all of it was horrible and just half-baked. The game was rushed, and people were very unhappy, right? Myself included. And after that first year of updates, I dropped the game. I haven't touched it. And as of recording right now, I have put another 50 hours into the game. There's been quite a few updates. I'm not going to talk about all of them because then I'd be here for a while. But it's been 2 years, and I thought, why not talk about Payday 2 2 years later? They just introduced Skills 2.0, so let's talk about it and what I think Payday 3 still needs. With that being said, since launch, Starbreeze has released a few new heists. Most of them are paid, which I'll get into that later, and a few free classic heists, I think like First World Bank is one, and a few others. The first DLC, Syntax Error, was insanely overpriced when it first came out compared to Payday 2's DLC, was pretty bad. People were not very happy. The game was at the lowest point then, I think, and people just kept getting more and more frustrated with the game. And I think once that first DLC came out, people just dropped it. They just dropped Payday 3. They saw those high prices for the DLC, and I did too. It was rough. There were delays for updates and a whole bunch of other stuff, and eventually we got to Operation Medic Bag, which is aimed to fix the game long term, but left the community starving for content. And the wait for the next DLC felt like an eternity, and a lot of people thought that Payday 3 was going to be abandoned due to its poor reception. But eventually, Voice in Blue did release, and it was actually pretty great. I liked it. It had donuts. But in all seriousness, it brought me back to the game. I thought the heights was fun, the weapons were cool, and Clover returned, in which that was awesome, right? And Houston Breakout, a heist that carried a real weight because it mirrors Hoxton Breakout from Payday 2. And honestly, it was my favorite DLC heist from year one. It's unique, dynamic, and it feels like a genuine Payday moment. Plus, they dropped Diamond District for free alongside it. And I think at this point, the community was very positive towards Payday 3. I think at this point, the reviews went from mostly negative to mixed, which isn't saying much, but it's something, right? And I feel those who were still playing Payday 3 I think, were happy, right? The momentum carried with Fear and Greed and the New York Stock Exchange heist, and Year 2 kicked off with a huge UI overhaul, which I didn't even know about until I just played it recently. And it finally brought back CrimeNet, and it's great, man. First World Bank came out, and they then added Jacket to the game, which is awesome. I think Jacket in Payday 3 is incredible. His voice lines are even better than Payday 2's. He introduced the new overkill progression system where like you can now level up your overkill weapons, and it's great. I loved it. It adds more systems that you can interact with and really have fun with, alongside his baseball bat. But I think after that, we had a pretty long drought. No content from December to May, and then Party Powder came out in May. A decent heist, nothing mind-blowing, but the real star of that was the Armor 2.0 update. This system is ridiculously good. It offers insane customization with the classic Payday 2 style armor, plus the addition of combining it with the Payday 3 style armor. So you can mix and match armor segments. It's definitely a massive upgrade over both previous games. They also added Smash and Grab heists, which I'm not a fan of, but I guess the fast-paced mode remixes existing heists. It's pretty cool if you don't have much time to play the game and just want to like smash and grab and just get in and get out. It was fun, but I'm not too fan of it. And next, they added the delivery charge DLC. This heist's biggest feature was its randomization. It does have more RNG than other Payday 3 heists, but that's a really low bar if you really think about it. Payday 3 always had very few random elements that can completely change how you approach the heist, right? And delivery charges a step in the right direction for that, but they need much more RNG across the board, including, I think, maybe even overhauling all the heists in the game. And in the present day, they added First World Bank, another free heist, and shortly after that, they've now added Skills 2.0, which I think is probably the biggest and best update so far. The Edge, Grit, and Rush system will not be missed. They were fun, like I said at the start, but very boring once you really understood it, which there's was a lot to understand with it, but with Skills 2.0, I think the game is probably at a state now where it probably should have been at launch. It's a shame it's been 2 years to get here. Updates been very slow. And while Payday 3 still needs a lot of work, we need more unique story-driven heists. We also need a lot more free heists and weapons. I don't think players are going to want to return if they keep having to pay like however much a Payday 3 DLC is just to experience new content. But use of RNG, like overhauling older heists to have more of these randomized elements. I would love customizable AI partners, also different subclasses for the police units, as well as the addition of the medic. Like, we need the death dozer. Like, different variations of cloakers, zappers, and dozers would be very beneficial to make the gameplay feel a lot more fresh and difficult. And of true offline mode, but according to my research, they sadly canceled this feature. Dual weapons would be amazing. C4 and saws for build variety, right? And real pre-planning. I miss pre-planning. I love it so much. And a way to spend your money, because as of right now, there really is no way to spend your money, and it's very easy to get. And also, a proper safe house. Not only would it be cool to have a place to like decorate or whatever and use your money for, but also just a place to like test your weapons out before you go into a heist. So I would do that a lot in Payday 2, just go to the safe house and use the farm range to test my weapons out. And Payday 2 excelled in all these areas I mentioned previously, and Payday 3 still needs to rise to that level for it to be, I think, on par with Payday 2. But as it stands right now, I think Payday 3 is slowly but surely getting better. It might never surpass Payday 2, but it is a fun game and it's improving. I'm feeling hopeful for its future. We're getting a new heist in January, and I'm very curious what you guys think. What you want to see next in Payday 3. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If you like the video, subscribe. It means the world to me. And again, I have a buy me a coffee in the description if you want to support me, what I do financially. Be in the world. You don't have to, it's optional, but I'd appreciate it. With that, see you guys next time. Peace out.